because when I first read it, my brain assumed the best possible interpretation because I didn't think it could be this bad. How did they f this up? I mean, honestly, when it got leaked that there was going to be a legendary Jem'Hadar bundle, which they're now calling the Legendary Dominion Captains bundle, I thought, there's no way, right? Like, there's just no way it's going to include a level boost like the other ones did. It makes no sense to include a level boost. Immediately boost one character to level 65? Are you kidding me? They start at level 60. Equipment, services, and other resources sufficient to allow the boosted character to be ready to enter high-level content? They already have that. Maybe it's not Mark 14, but they already come with a full suite of purple gear. They already come with a Tier 5U ship, a bug ship. They already come with two reputations up to level Tier 5. They already come with this stuff. Jem'Hadar characters have a level boost by default. They already have all this crap. Maybe this is a slightly better version, but is that worth any amount of money? I mean, not really. And I don't think these Tier 5 reputation buyouts should exist in the first place. It's just nonsense. When they went to copy and paste, were they just too lazy or incompetent to take out the level boost? Like, is it hard-coded into these captain bundles and they just couldn't figure out how to undo it? I'm gobsmacked. This immense bundle will be available for $90? $45 if you get it half off, limited time. More of that nonsense. Of course, the big selling feature here is the ship, which is the gunboat model from the Jem'Hadar Vanguard carrier, but they turned it into an attack ship. And I'm sure they did a little bit of work on it to make it a player-flyable ship. So I'm not saying they didn't, and I'm not saying they can't reuse assets, and I know people were asking for a playable version of that ship, and it's a cool-looking design. So I'm not like mad at any of that. But it also means they're at least in part reusing something they've already done. Advance immediately to max level. Like, this should have been the April Fool's blog. What a joke. What an absolute joke. All right. Now, they have to complete the tutorial, which is fine. I get that because it has to, pick a faction. That's fine. Only takes about 30 minutes if you know what you're doing. After being boosted to max rank, your newly elevated Dominion captain will find themselves in possession of an equipment pack. 1 million energy credits, which in 2022 is worth almost nothing. Like, you already get buffs with qualifications when you make a Jem'Hadar. Like, You also get the two big things here. It includes an exclusive Jem'Hadar Kar Taken, which is like their ground weapon, their melee weapon. And you only get that for the boosted character, and also a Wayun Bridge Officer hologram, of course, which I think would be funny if it wasn't a hologram, or at least I thought I saw before that it was going to be a hologram, because part of the thing is that they're constantly making more, so I think it'd be pretty funny if it was just supposed to be a clone. Is it? No, telekinetic. It doesn't have superior photonic. I thought I saw somewhere it was supposed to be a hologram. But I guess not. Maybe it's not a hologram. Okay. They get telekinetic, superior pacifist, superior creative, which is all in, traits that a Vorta would have. Authority of the Founders, 7.5% all weapon damage, Cat 1, 1% crit chance, 2.5% crit severity. Ground trait, occasionally, or part of the same trait. So it's a trait that has both ground and space. I don't know if we've ever seen that before. Occasionally distributes Ketracel White to Jem'Hadar away team members, automatically refreshing their boosts once max per 10 minutes. I don't know why they felt the need to put such a long cooldown on it, but it's cool. Who doesn't love Wayum, right? Jeffrey Combs. I would have been okay with them restricting the weapon and the Wayun buff to just Jem'Hadar characters. Like, if that's the way they went, they're like, you can reclaim it as many times as you want on your other Jem'Hadar, I'd be like, okay. It kind of sucks that you can't get it on your regular characters, but it makes sense that it would only be for Jem'Hadar. But to say that you can only have it on your boosted character, that sucks. Because what if you already had a Jem'Hadar character that you've put time and money and resources into. You've gotten them some extra ships, you've gotten them some traits, you've gotten their reputations up, you've put resources into upgrading their gear and all that kind of stuff, and now that's your main character or one of your main alts that's already a Jem'Hadar, and now you have this extra Jem'Hadar stuff that you'd like to have on that character that now you can't have on them because it's only for this new character. It makes no sense. They can fix this, and they should fix this. I'm not going to be polite about this. They're saying that this bundle is worth $90 when it's not on sale. This is unacceptable. $90. That's their price. Obviously, it's a scam price. They really want to charge $45, but everything has to be a scam these days. Okay? Ship looks great. Not questioning that. You can kit bash with the other bug ships, so that's nice. It does unlock the bug ship pets that you get for the other carriers, for the Jem'Hadar Dreadnought carrier. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the stats. Tier 6 ship, obviously it's scaling, they all are these days. Okay, hull modifier 1.2, shield modifier 1.0. Those aren't very high, but you know, it's an attack ship, so you don't expect that. 5.2 weapon layout, has an experimental weapon slot. You get a commander tactical pilot, a lieutenant engineering, an ensign science, a lieutenant commander universal, a lieutenant commander universal intel. That's pretty good seating. I know some people don't like pilot, but pilot can be pretty fun, and it makes sense for this particular kind of ship. Now, in terms of a captain, pilot, and a lieutenant commander universal, I was looking through the wiki, and most of the pilot ships that have a secondary specialization have intel. I think the La Serena is probably the closest ship to this one, although there are a couple of other ones as well. But that seemed to be the closest in terms of seating that I could see, which is a promo ship. So if you're looking for something like this, this is definitely going to be like the cheapest version of it. 5 tactical, 4 engineering, 2 science, because it's a tactically oriented ship, of course. 70 inertia is pretty good. Turn rate of 20 is pretty nice. 15 weapons and 5 to engine power. You get the Dominion Defense Screen console, which is from the original promo bug ships. It's a pretty good console. It has crit chance and severity as passives. So as an account unlock, that's nice to have. It can use dual cannons. It has pilot maneuvers. It also comes with the quad cannons. I don't know if we've gotten to that yet. It has Polaron quad cannons. So just like the quad phaser cannons and the quad disruptor cannons, but they're Polaron version. You get the, it is a Vanguard ship, so you get the wingman mechanics. So you get the 2 wingman pets to follow you around, so that's nice. It has accuracy, defense, all damage, and crit chance. It has Go for the Kill, which is from those promo bug ships, and it's really, really good. It's the extender for cannon rapid fire. And I actually have this and the console already as an account unlock, which for me personally makes this a lot less appealing because it's frankly 2 of the only really good things in here. This is definitely the cheapest way to get Go for the Kill, and it should be available all the time. Because of their stupid pricing thing scam, you're going to have to wait for it to go on sale to get a reasonable price, but you know, at least for $45, it's not $200 or whatever. So if you're interested in doing rapid fire and you don't happen to have this trait already, it's, I mean, I hesitate to call it a must-have. You don't have to have anything. You can just, you don't really, you know, you could just use the tier 5 U ship from a regular Jem'Hadar character, not even get any of this stuff and do just fine in normal, advanced, and whatever. So you don't need anything, but it's a really good trait to have if you want to do rapid fire. And then they completely 100% drop the ball on the trait. 100%. And I'm going to edit in a clip here from the 10 forward, and let's see if you can spot the mistake.
I think players have been basically asking for as a way to either reduce the cooldowns or increase the durations, one or the other, for these specialist firing modes.
Now see, he said people wanted either cooldown or extender, but that's just not true. And it indicates a fundamental misunderstanding of how their own game works. Cooldown, now see, I actually put out a community post and then deleted it because when I first read it, my brain assumed the best possible interpretation because I didn't think it could be this bad. I thought the 33% for base, I thought what they meant by that is it was a 33% reduction in the duplicate cooldown. That's what I thought. And that would make sense because it takes surgical strikes, for example. Okay, it has a 30-second cooldown with a 15-second duplicate. But here's the issue. It only lasts for 10 seconds. If you had a 33% reduction in the duplicate cooldown, which is, I think, a phrase the community uses, which is why I was hoping that the word base here meant duplicate, that would bring it down to 10 seconds, which would be effectively the same as having an extender. Now, we don't know 100% as of the time of me recording this. Maybe it is that way. Okay, I'm going to hold out hope that maybe it is actually interpreted that way, and when we finally get our hands on it, or maybe they'll respond on Twitter or something, that we'll find out that it does reduce the duplicate cooldown. But assuming it doesn't, assuming it really is just 33% cooldown reduction, it's useless. It's completely useless. Okay, so you have all these specialization firing modes: surgical strike, suppression barrage, reroute reserves to weapons. They wanted to make sure they had one for every specialization. Okay, recursive shearing, exceed rated limits. We have so many other great sources of cooldown management that affect everything, and not just your firing modes. You know, we have Boimler, we have Photonic Officer, we have Aux to Bat, we have all this stuff. You don't need this. And it takes up a whole starship trait slot. Cooldown reduction and extenders, they're no way the same. Cooldown reduction is not a substitution for an extender. They don't have the same effect. It's just, it blows my mind that they could screw this up. If this is what they intended, that's fine. If they wanted it to be a bad trait, that's fine. But I'm really questioning whether they even understand how their own game works. Okay, you get a new experimental weapon, which to their credit seems thematically accurate to me. I like that about it. So each second, it does electrical damage, ignores shields, and drains all subsystem power. Okay, and it drains a shield facing over 5 seconds. When I think back to DS9, especially when they first encountered the Dominion, their whole thing was that their weapons were able to penetrate their shields. And it was like doing electrical damage to the ship. So that's pretty nice. Okay, here's the quad polaron cannons. There's not much else to say. They're basically exactly the same as the quad cannons we already have. They just have polaron damage instead of phaser or disruptor. Seriously disappointed. The Weyoun buff is super cool. Love Weyoun. Would love to have it on a character I'm actually going to play, but apparently that's not going to be possible unless I re-roll my main to a brand new Jem'Hadar character. But the price tag, the level boost thing, I just can't get over it. All right, see you in the next one. Bye for now.